Hello the YouTubers, this is Inflatable Mango, and this is welcome to the new series I'm running, the Game Breaking series, where I'm essentially going to be doing, as it says in the title, and trying to break games apart as much as I can. So the first one I'm going to be working with is Ocarina of Time. All these are going to be done through an emulator. I'm going to be using Project 64, and I'm going to be using the combination of glitches and cheats to basically just see what we can come up with. I've done a little bit of experience, with looking at glitches and cheats and etc. in the Ocarina of Time, and also the other Zelda series, which we'll be looking at later on. But for this one, we're going to be doing Ocarina of Time, so let's get straight into it. So I've currently got a file with the cheats activated to allow essentially to start with every single, everything is completed. And we've also, the first cheat I'm going to show you guys is a cheat which is a warp modifier, which basically you've got, obviously you have the we've got the set songs to the warp songs, which are at the bottom here, the coloured ones, and certain ones, so the Prelude of Light, Nocturne of Shadow, Requiem of Spirit, Serenade of Water, Bolero of Fire, and Minuet of Forest. So all of those are usually ones that would warp us to a temple, respective of the colour of the notes. However, we're going to manipulate them, and the first one I'm going to show you is Bolero of Fire, which we can go to the cheat system and alter the warp location. Now you can choose a lot of different locations, but this one I'm going to show you is one of my favourite because it gives you a new aspect. And what we're going to do is we're going to warp to the Ganon first battle, but once we warp, rather than the camera moving to where it usually would, we're going to get a pretty much first person look on view of the whole scene as it plays out. So let's just do that. There we go. So it will still say warp to Death Mountain Crater because the text won't change, but it will actually warp us to the first Ganon battle, or Ganondorf battle, sorry. And from here onwards, the scene will play out as you see. So I'm just going to be quiet and I'll let the scene play out, but you'll be able to see the entire thing from this perspective rather than the perspective you'd normally see. There we go, and then from there onwards we go straight into the battle as of normal. However, obviously Child Link's got far less hearts, so this is probably going to kill us. Not far. But there we go, so that's the first little thing which I wanted to show you guys. Again, it doesn't make any difference, but it's quite cool if you're a fan of the game to see it from different angles, and that just being a basic warp glitch cheat thing to me was pretty cool that it made that much difference. So yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So here's the next one. Okay guys, for the second glitch I've got, or glitch, trick, cheat, whatever you want to call it, is we're going to use another cheat system which allows us to manipulate the age of Link. So it can only be activated by entering doors or a trigger where a new area would load. So conveniently I've got ready to this place, which is where I'm going to do the first one. I'm just going to activate it now on the locator. There we go. So press done. Right, okay. So for what this one's going to do is this is going to allow us to meet Princess Zelda as adult Link. So let's just see if that should work. There we go. So we've now become adult Link. Now, when I first saw this, I thought that maybe it would have a set kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Animation, that's the word. Which would be when you go to speak to Princess Zelda, usually you would have young Link, obviously, and I thought that was built into the game, but this clearly proves that otherwise, because this will allow us to meet Zelda as an adult. And the cutscene will play with Link as an adult. So there we go, very, very small and, you know, not necessarily another massive thing, but a cool little thing nonetheless. Obviously it doesn't, adult Link being taller, scenes like this is going to basically be just a picture of his body. And I will now move on to number 3. Okay guys, so for the third little trick, glitch, doodaddy jig I'm going to show you, is I'm going to be doing modifiers of tunic. First here obviously we have to modify the Kokiri tunic to be yellow. There's some set colours we can have. We can have a yellow one, we can have a black, we can have a white, and we can have the regular green, blue, well, green, blue and red. An interesting thing also here is, as we haven't collected the Hylian shield officially, we have got one in the inventory because we've cheated it in there, but because we haven't actually officially collected one, Link doesn't have one and is not wearing one, if that's the appropriate word, wear a shield. But if you hit the shield button, he does still do the animation and he is still protected, so that's quite and it does still even play the noise. And another thing which is interesting about this is, as I've done the age glitch trick, majig, whatever it's called, the Kokiri sword is still shown as the sword we've actually got in possession, when obviously it's not, it's the Master Sword. And to prove that, we can even draw it and see, there we go, it's the Master Sword. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to just change tunics and put on a black tunic. Again, this is activated by entering or leaving a area. So we'll go into here, and now we have the black tunic, and we'll just change again, and I will change over for the white tunic just to show you all of them. And the white tunic is active, and we'll exit, and Link will be wearing the white tunic. And there's the white tunic. So these are all basically going to apply as a Kokiri, so you have no special effects on any of them other than the actual colours different. But it's another little graphical trick cheat thing, which is pretty cool and looks pretty cool. So that's number 3. Okay, so the cutscene hasn't actually finished, but there was a secondary thing which I was going to try. Well, I've tried it before, I wanted to show you more. It's in several cutscenes, the Lynx Actor, which is his actual body, that's what is known as an actor in the game, is not actually pinned down. So you can't move him because of this, but the levitate action will still work. So we will say yes, and you can actually, once we get Link back in sight, if it doesn't work on this one, I'll show you on another one, because there is another one which is really cool, which is when you leave the forest. Alright, so let's just get rid of that. Okay, so it's not going to be able to show you on this one, but normally you can, well actually every time you can, during a cutscene when Link is present, and sometimes, as I'm going to show you soon, even when Link isn't present on screen, you can make him appear. Ah, there's a gossip stone behind here. I never honestly knew that. Okay, what's around here? So I think that you might Okay, so no, you cannot get any further around legitimately. Okay, so now we're starting to get the walls clip out. So the answer to what's behind the DQ tree is absolutely nothing. So we'll go up, 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 and get onto this platform. Hopefully it's a solid platform, which it is. Brilliant. And we'll go up as far as we can. Now the next question I've always wondered is what's on top of the DQ tree. So let's go and have a look. I don't expect there's anything. Okay, so he hasn't actually got a top. Can we fall through him? Yes, we can. So yeah, so he's not actually solid. Okay, that's fair enough. So the DQ tree's not solid. And obviously it's only a 64 game, so we're not expecting much of in terms of things like that. But that would have been pretty cool if we could have stood on top of him. So some of these, I think this one is a solid one. Some of these are solid, some of them aren't. So as you can see what I was saying originally, the next area doesn't actually get loaded. This would be Kokiri Forest. It doesn't actually get loaded in until you go through the trigger, which is going to be through there. So to get it to load in, I'm just going to run back into that area and fall. So actually, if we go back there, we can also use this little, if it's going to work, which is not now. Okay, you may have seen it, but there was you could see the DQ bubbers. There we go, already in the ground. Whoa, wrong way. So this is just going to be going down there. This is just a little area where you can apply this. Obviously, the whole game you can apply this over the whole game. I will show you another good one, which will be the cutscene, which I was then just talking about prior to the Deku Tree issue. So be back in a second. Okay guys, so for this next one, which I believe will be the final one, I'm going to show you another pretty cool one, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to go to File 2, Load, and I'm just going to check my things are active, which they're not, so it's a good job I checked that. So we're going to go to this one. So obviously you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just activating the ones which need relevant codes that need to be activated. Nocturne Shadows activated, and we want to have some hearts, and we would also like to have items, which are this one. Okay, so we just get our Ocarina, and then we will go and warp to the final Ganon battle straight from the treehouse. So we can do this, can be done, well, to the tower collapse can be done a different way without cheats, by doing it strictly via glitches and exploiting the game's code, which is done a lot in NESMC speedruns as well as other speedruns. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. So the tower's now going to collapse, just as it would normally. Now it may have been a one-off, but I've done this a couple of times, and both times when the Master Sword is knocked out of Link's hand, obviously he would then be holding no sword, but in this case, as we're Child Link, we haven't even found the Master Sword. Now the Master Sword cutscene being thrown in the air will still play, but with that, before you trigger your sword, Kokiri Sword, if you look at Link, he's missing a part of his hand, so I don't know whether Ganon also took part of his hand off in the process, but it's quite a comical little graphical error. So there we go. So that tower has been collapsed. We've escaped the tower with a minute to spare, with mere seconds. And now we will get control of Link again soon. So Zelda's looking at nothing, and Link gets a little bit of a boost up. So as you can see, Link's hovering, and that's not of my control, but I've turned the hover glitch off. So we're gonna, first of all, we better get prepared. We're gonna just kill him with some DQ sticks. And let's go and trigger the battle. And there he is, Ganondorf is alive again. And he will soon become Ganon. Power of the Triforce. So there we go, there goes the Master Sword, which you don't even have. Because we've yet to even pull it out of the Temple of Time in the pedestal. So technically it's still in the pedestal in the Temple of Time. And Link, if I get control of him again, you should see, is now missing an arm. I found it very comical that he's missing an arm after that. But as soon as we select an item, he grows it back, so that's fine. Now, if you're going to do this for whatever reason you want to, or why you'd want to, I don't know. I would definitely recommend you use the DQ sticks, because they can a jump slash on the DQ stick is equivalent to jump slash as a Master Sword. Now, the game may well freeze up and the emulator may crash. Wow, that was close. But we'll see. But the main thing I wanted to show you was the arm thing, so that was pretty cool. That it actually worked for me. Right, now I've not actually got this far, so I don't even know what it's going to do. Because normally we'd have a cutscene here of Link picking up the Master Sword. So will it allow Child Link to do that, or will it just crash the emulator? No, he picked up the Kokiri. Wow, I've never actually done this. But it shows the Master Sword icon. Wow, what is up with this? This is whack. Okay, we're not going to use that though, we're still going to use Kokiri. Let's still use the DQ sticks though. Oh, damn it. My Z targeting is not working for some reason. Ah, okay, here we go, it's going now. Oh my god, this is like the longest Ganon fight I've ever done. Ah, no! Okay, so I think this does actually mess up your Z targeting by doing it like this. Well, I would most certainly be dead if I didn't have infinite health. Well, I've certainly got a good record going here for the longest battle between Ganon and Link. Deary me. This is taking a long time. There we go, we got a hit. Finally. Wasn't quite the hit we wanted, because we wanted to get a jump strike. We should get one more, and then Zelda should come in for helping us with the bows. Okay, one more jump slash now, sorry. No, that wasn't what we wanted. No, maybe one more then, because we've... Well, at least we've got a bit of more momentum and planning going into it now. So for whatever reason then, Z targeting seems to have just stopped working. But it seems to have figured itself out now. Damn you. Will we properly mess that up? Oh no! There we go. Now this will be the next interesting thing to see, because I've not actually done this. So the final blow, will it be done with the Kokiri or will it be done with the Master Sword? Or will it be done with nothing? So yeah, that's pretty cool. So there we go guys, so that's a nice little new kind of idea I've had. If you want to see more of these on different games, then I would be interested in submissions for games that you'd like me to have a go with. And I will try my best to make some kind of a decent video. So again, this one, I'm sorry this one hasn't actually been amazingly good, but I thought it was interesting, and it's facts that I like to give you guys that are interesting and unique, and I've not seen anything like this showing these ones off, so here it is. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.